Welcome to another episode of Moncho Publishers, where we live that passive income life, one idea at a time. Today's episode is going to focus on Amazon FBA. For those of you who are not familiar with that means Fulfillment by Amazon, and it makes you a seller on the Amazon platform. So let's get started into this episode. So as you can see, we're at the sign-in screen on Amazon Seller Central. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And if you saw my last video, you know that I always have a two-step verification. So let's get the code. Okay, so what you're looking at now is Amazon Seller Central. This is the dashboard that you're going to see when you come in. Most of the items that you're looking at, I don't really use a lot. I will point out a few things on the dashboard. This isn't the purpose of this video though. I will give you a high level, but my main purpose is to show you the sales that I have made through January and February of this year. Just like I did on my KDP income workstream, I wanted to show you what I've been making so far this year on Amazon Seller Central as an Amazon FBA seller. Over here, what you're going to see, it shows your orders. Basically, it says pending, premium unshipped, unshipped, return request. It basically summarizes any type of orders that are currently in play, meaning they need to be shipped out. Or if you look down here at this section, it shows you what I have sold myself. I also do fulfillment by merchant, the merchant being myself. This means that I ship it from my home office. This one is fulfillment by Amazon, and it shows different items that Amazon themselves have shipped out for me. Not necessarily sold, because there are some items that I have sold, Amazon still has not shipped them. Usually it's because of payment from the merchant who's purchasing them. So in the last day, I have shipped out one item. In the last 7 days, I've shipped out 6. For Amazon, they've shipped out 2. And in the last 7 days, they've shipped out 18. The next section is about performance. The only thing I'm really concerned about down here is my account health and what the customers think. Not all of your customers give feedback, but for the ones that have, I have a 4.8 star rating. That's out of 5 stars. So that's very good. If you come over here to the right side, the things that I look at, this inventory planning, this is basically your inventory performance index. As long as you are in the green area, you don't get charged extended fees on your storage items. Anything that you send to Amazon, you're getting charged a fee. And then you also have a fee if you have large items in there. It's a whole lot of different fees that you get, but that's the benefit though of being able to store at Amazon. If you sell a whole lot of items, either you're going to have to get a big storage yourself, you're going to have to take care of shipping in all the items. To me, it's worth paying Amazon to store the items in their distribution centers. If there's any type of damage to your item, they pay you for it. It's a whole lot of things that go into it. But the main thing is being in this area here in the green area, that's a positive. That means you're not getting any extra fees. The items down here, just as a high level, it shows you the longest item that I have had in my inventory is 92 days. For SKUs that need to be restocked, it shows 40. I will tell you, my number is always a little higher on the items that need to be restocked because I buy a lot of items on clearance. And once you get into Amazon FBA, things that you buy on clearance, you may only get them one time. If you're lucky, you find a good item on clearance, and whatever store that you got it from, you may hit that same store in your whole surrounding area to pick up all of them. But once you've sold them, That's it. You may or may not get any more of that item. And I do a lot of items like that, especially around holiday time. So you have Valentine's Day items, you have St. Patrick's Day, you have Easter, Thanksgiving, all types of holidays. People put out specific items for around that time. Once it gets past that holiday, they of course are discounted 50%, 75% just to get them out. Me, if it's a good item and I know I can get a good price for it, I'll pick up those items even if I have to wait until the next year to actually sell them. But that's where it comes into what type of item it is and if you want to store something at your home office. The next item down here is excess units. This is usually around an item that is not selling well. When I have an item like that, I'll go in and I'll reduce the price on it, depending on what it is. Sometimes I have items that I'm waiting until the holiday that's coming up, and then they sell at that point, but it just really depends. Not a major thing, but you don't want a huge number in that particular area. The sales summary, this is what I wanted to show you, and then I'm also going to go into the payment summary. So for my sales summary, today I've sold 4 items. $60.98. The last 7 days, $517.96. 15 days, you can see $1,320.86. And in the last 30 days, $2,628.31. And you can see how many units I sold. So a nice amount of units. Now, what I want to point out is the product sales is not the amount of money that I'm getting. That's how much it costs for those items. We're going to go up here to the payment summary, and then you'll find out how much money I've actually been making. Okay, so one of the things I want to remind you of, if you did not see my KDP video, in which I showed you my sales for January and February for the books that I have on Kindle Direct Publishing, and I was averaging over $500 a month that I was making there. This is another work stream that I have, which is Amazon FBA, and I wanted to show you the same time frame so you can see how much money I'm making on this particular platform. So if we look at the same time frame, which would start with this December 28th to January the 11th. And I will tell you that Amazon FBA pays every 2 weeks. So if you look at this one, this would be the first payment in January. I got $300.22. The second payment, $340.48. Then you go to February. There's 2 payments in February, $283.80, $514.29. And then if you go up to March, which also includes a little of February in there, you see $798.55. And then I got a payment on March 7th, $383.76. So if you add up those numbers, that's $2,621.10. If you add it to the $1,000 that I had on KDP, $3,600 have already been made. And it, like I said, if you saw that video, I wasn't finished with February. I was on the last day of February. I did have a couple of more sales, but having a little over $1,000, that's a good way to take that number and then adding it to the $2,600. So that's an extra $3,600 that's coming in. Things that I will tell you is that, yes, you do have to subtract whatever you paid for the items. And most of the items that I get a 70 to 75% return when I come in and sell the item. So you can always look at that particular number with whatever it is that I'm buying. I'm going to get 70 to 75% return when I get that. That's how you can actually look at that number to say, okay, well, if she's got $2,600, 75% of that is usually mine. I'm pretty picky about the items that I have. But the other thing, too, that it doesn't show in this is I have a private label item. And private label is when you create from scratch a product that you want to sell, or you take another product and you modify it to make it better. And then you put your own label on it. So it's your own brand, your own product that you sell by your company. I do have a private label item like that, and I actually just started my second one. So hopefully that one's going to do pretty good. I just uploaded it this month. So we'll see how that goes in the coming months. My overall goal is to get back to the status that I was in 2018. And I'll give you an example of that. It won't show the total amount. You got to add it up. But in 2018, I made $30,000 on Amazon FBA. And let me get the date in here. Sorry about that. But I'll show you some of the numbers. And basically, what happened is, and let me do January 1, see if it gives me all of that. Okay, so you can take a look at the numbers. I was hitting a lot of $1,000 months, $800, $1,500, $1,400. But basically, and I'll go to the second page. In the year 2018, I made $30,000. 2019, I got lazy. No excuse, but I did. I got lazy and I was $10,000 less than what I had in 2018. So my goal in 2020 is basically to get back into Jedi mode and get those sales back up because I know I can do it. I'm going to go out sourcing more. Like I said, I've added another private label product. I will tell you in 2018, my biggest seller was my private label product. And in 2019, that's what made me the most money. I would say 80% of what I made in 2019 was my one product, which is excellent. So that's why I want to try to get more private label products out there, because if you can have 3 to 5 products that is making you $15,000, $20,000 a piece, that's easy money, you know, for that. And that's where I actually want to get back. So that's what I'm doing in 2020. Definitely something that you can do to make money yourself as another income work stream. If you're interested in learning Amazon FBA, let me know. There are some simple things that you can do. I will tell you, when I learned it, I put a time frame on how long I was going to take to research Amazon FBA, to look at YouTube videos, to try to learn the pros and cons of how to do it. I put a 30-day time frame on me learning it, because if I didn't, I would just keep looking at videos and I never would think I was ready to actually dive in there. And at some point, you're just going to have to do it. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You could take $100 and buy a couple of items and just see how it goes. You don't have to be a professional seller. There is a cost to be a professional seller. It's $39.99 a month, unless that has changed. But when I jumped in 2017, that's how much it was. And at that time, my first month was free. I don't know if they still do that now, but it was for me when I actually joined. If you know you're going to sell more than 40 items, you need to get a professional account. If you have the individual account, you're going to get charged 99 cents per item. And then if you're sending that item in to Amazon for storage, you're going to get charged a storage fee the longer that item sits there. So it really just depends on how much you're going to sell and how good of a product you pick, meaning how fast does it turn over? You know, does it sit there, or is it sold within the first week or two? You know, how fast is that? And there are tools you can utilize to show you how fast something will sell. I use a free tool called Jungle Scout Estimator. That gives me an idea. But the buyer seller rank, once you get familiar with certain products, that will kind of let you know whether it's a good product to buy. It's pretty good with giving you a measuring stick, especially if you look at some items. You can have books, their buyer seller rank is in the millions. But then if you look at the top sellers, they're less than 100, you know, or it's the number one seller. So it kind of gives you a gauge. Not everything is that widespread. When I look at toys, I want the buyer seller rank to be under 100,000, preferably under 50,000, but I know even at 100,000, it's going to sell well. You have to determine what your comfort zone is on that. But like I said, I just wanted to show you this is another avenue that you can actually make money on. I've been doing it since the middle of 2017. I'm going to go harder this year so I can get my sales and everything back up. But still, with what I'm making, it's making a pretty good amount in there. Like I just showed you, to date for this year, I've made $2,600 on Amazon FBA. And then also on KDP, I've made $1,000 to date, a little over 1,000. I haven't looked at the sales for this month yet on there, but I've been selling books every day, so I know I'm making money on there also. If you have any questions about Amazon FBA, about KDP, about any of the other work streams that I actually have to bring in income, just drop me a line. Check out my YouTube channel. Check out my blog. I'm posting different things on there every week. I'm just getting into the mode of, posting on both of these things as I'm just getting started to try and show people that I'm just a regular person, but I'm able to make other income by using these different income streams. So if you're interested in it, let me know and I'll help you the best that I can. But again, thank you for joining Mont Show Publishers, and we'll see you on the next episode.